Kevin Owens is Universal Champion, Seth Rollins is embracing a babyface turn, Mick Foley was a bit weird, and Gallo and Anderson were just... I don't know. You tell me. But based on the article by Scott Carlson that you can read over on WhatCulture.com right now, it's this week's Raw's ups and downs. Now, an up means something was really good, and a down means it was terrible and the world is over. Anyway, I'm Simon from WhatCulture, so let's up some downs. Right. Let's start things off with a little bit of controversy. Not only am I going to disagree with Scott, but I'm also probably going to disagree with a lot of you. I think the Shining Stars beating Enzo and Cass on Raw was an up. I know, calm down. I'm an asshole and I deserve to be beaten with rags. But hear me out a second. The Shining Stars gimmick of just, we're from Puerto Rico, hasn't been working. And over the last few weeks and months, they've done nothing. Sometimes, literally nothing. Just because they've been treated badly up to this point doesn't mean you have to keep treating them badly and throwing them down the well. And a win over Enzo and Cass makes them seem legit straight away. And the loss doesn't hurt E&C, especially because it was a roll-up out of nowhere. If this is the start of giving Primo and Epico what they deserve, then that's fine by me. I stand by it. The problem with the Darren Young Titus ONeil feud is that it's already dead. They've proven that the last 2 weeks, so anything they do now just doesn't help. It was nice to see Young beat Jinder Mahal convincingly, even though at this point Jinder is just a massive jobber, but having Titus on commentary and then getting involved after the match just felt pointless. We've seen all this, and we don't need to see it again. It's probably best the two just blow their feud off at Clash of the Champions, and then we're done with it. That's a down. Man, Bo Dallas was pretty good on Raw. I completely take back what I said last week. Go on a plane, get drunk, and sing Lion King tunes. Because when you come back, your character will have a much needed overhaul. But after he strutted out with a Bo Leave sign as if he was running for president, Dallas cut a pretty dark promo and then beat the crap out of some nobody in seconds. He looked good too, and I've always enjoyed Bo Dallas, and this new direction feels exciting. Therefore, I am excited. Up. I don't mind WWE playing up the authority angle on Raw. Sure, it's been done to death, but there's always a place for the likes of Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon on TV. But this week's tension between the two just didn't work. Mick seemed a little lost for most of it, and Steph's whole, I got screwed by my husband just makes me think that down the line, a swerve is coming and Steph and Triple H are going to get back together, and we do not need to see that again. Ultimately, it just didn't add that much to Raw and took the spotlight away from where it needs to be, on Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. We'll see where it goes, but for now, it's a down. With all that in mind though, Rollins slowly turning face is a definite up, as was the match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't even care that at Battleground they said that was their last encounter. If Cena and The Rock can go twice, then these two can literally go forever. Zayn sold his ankle like a pro for the 3rd week running, and he's going to have to stop doing that soon, because eventually we're all going to get tired of it and be like, oh yeah, look, it's the guy with the bad ankle. But other than that, it was perfect. Tick that up box. I tell ya, I do not mind being proved wrong. And right now, Sheamus and Cesaro are proving me wrong. I like it. When the Best of 7 series was announced, it felt dumb because it was a Best of 7 series for no reason. And Cesaro just beaten Sheamus twice, so I even agreed to it in the first place. But now that a title shot has been granted to the winner, and we don't know what championship that's for yet, and that Sheamus has gone 3 up, I'm really enjoying it. It's got direction, I care, it's great stuff. Also, we all now assume that Cesaro will win 4 in a row. But what if he doesn't? What if he gets that close and falls short? I'd be really upset about that, which means I'm invested. And that's an up. I didn't like the Nia Jax Alicia Fox segment on Raw. I'm sorry. Jax beating up Fox's friend, which is perfectly fine in a wrestling ring, and then Fox going nuts about it was just weird and cringy, and there's better roles for both women. So down. I'm going against the trend again. What a monster I am. But everything that Chris Jericho did on Raw this week was an up. The man has come so much into his own over the last few weeks, I can't quite believe it. And it's not like he hasn't already had a cemented career. He is excellent, and he was again last night. For starters, his back and forth with Owens was, as per usual, downright entertaining, and his match with Rollins was great too. Sure, he lost, but at this point, I think Jericho could lose every week and it wouldn't matter. He's just got that aura about him. He's untouchable. Finally, he took a spear from Roman Reigns to close the show. So yeah, Chris Jericho got his ass handed to him for 3 hours. But if this now starts a feud between Reigns and Jericho, I'm alright with that. I think it'd be quite good. This is the biggest down from this week's Raw. Where is Rusev? He was absent last week, and now he's absent this week. Not only is he the greatest man to have ever lived, but he's the US champion. He deserves respect, and he deserves to be on the show. So get him back, WWE, and stop making me wait for him. WWE did right by Roman Reigns again last night. Sure, you still hate him, but his character is spot on. Once again letting his fists do the talking, he has a legitimate claim to be added to the Seth Rollins-Kevin Owens match at Clash of Champions. He got screwed over too, you know. Rather than just throw him in there though, he's got a match next week against KO. If he wins, he's in. If he loses, he's out. Now, not only is that some fair stakes, but it's given us a reason to tune into Raw next week, and WWE doesn't do that anywhere near enough. I'm sure Jericho will cheat him out of his win to help his new best friend, but that lets that feud continue too. So that's an up. Man, that old day segment on Raw. Gallows and Anderson were genuine ass kickers in New Japan, and they have had flashes of that in WWE. It's only a few weeks ago that they were kicking the crap out of the Dudleys. But all this stuff, it's gone way too far, and the old day, terrible. At this point, the two should just drop the comedy and start laying out people left, right and centre. Get in the ring, beat someone up, leave. There's nothing wrong with adding a bit of entertainment into stuff, but here's the thing, this is not entertaining. Down. The Sasha Banks stuff on Raw was an up. She faked a retirement angle and then beat up Dana Brooke to let the women's division know she was coming for him. It'll be interesting to see how that ties in with Bayley and Charlotte, given that the former actually beat the latter on this week's Raw, but there's direction and there's story, so I care. And that's all I need. Lovely stuff. Triple H was not on Raw. Is that an up or is that a down? It's one of those ones where you can go either way with it, but I just flipped a coin in my head and I'm going with a down. I don't think it matters that Triple H's motives weren't made clear straight away. He was still a huge presence throughout Raw, and you couldn't watch any of it without going, yeah, what happened last week was a big deal. However, if you're a more casual fan who tuned into Raw last night to see what the fallout was going to be after the Universal Championship match, well, you don't know, because no one told you. And that sucks a little bit. Will these people feel inclined to come back next week to see if they get their answers? Maybe, but maybe not. So given the lay of the land at the moment, it probably would have been best just to pull the trigger now and take it from there. Raw this week was okay. There were some highlights, sure, and seeing Kevin Owens with the belt over his shoulder and the main man on Raw was great, but after last week, yeah, it was a bit of a dud. Still though, there's a lot of story stuff going on, and the next few weeks of TV should be pretty interesting. So let's stick 2 thumbs up in the air. Now you know the deal. Go and read Scott's article over on WhatCulture.com, and then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Plus leave a comment below and let us know what you thought of Raw. I'm Simon from WhatCulture, and you can get me on Twitter at SimonMiller316, and yes, I have been wearing a dilapidated boat t-shirt this entire time. I am that cool.
Do you want to see WCPW live but are allergic to the awful people of Newcastle? WCPW is coming to Greater Manchester on Saturday the 8th of October to the Altrincham Silver Blades Arena. Your ticket won't just get you a stat card featuring Cody Rhodes versus Kurt Angle, but will also grant you access to our first ever fan convention during the day. Meet the What Culture guys, have photos with your favourite WCPW wrestlers, a host of other surprises, and VIP members will get to meet Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes in person. Tickets can be bought at wc.pw.